The ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule is attending the wreath-laying ceremony at the grave of the late struggle stalwart Charlotte Maxeke in Nancefield in Soweto, at that cemetery in Nancefield. The embattled ANC Secretary-General is one of those affected by the step-aside rule. According to this rule, all party members facing serious charges should step aside within 30 days. A short while ago, Magashule urged government to implement a radical economic transformation policy to change people's lives for the better. eNCA's Govan Whittles joins us now for more, and the SG of the ANC there, Govan, giving some clarity about the imminent departure or otherwise from his office. What exactly did he have to say? He's been bashed with this particular question wherever he has gone in the last few days and weeks, but it never seems that like you can get a clear answer. Did you manage this time around?
Yeah, not exactly, Tulasizwe, but what we did achieve was some clear insight into the SG's thinking around this time, and he's said specifically that he'll meet this Friday with Matthew Sposa, former NEC member, also the architect of the step-aside guidelines. Next week, he says he's going to Nkandla for tea, where we'll meet the former President Jacob Zuma, and thereafter he'll meet President of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, and at that meeting he will indicate to the President his decision on the step aside. So it appears as if he doesn't really have much of a choice here. It's either step aside or get suspended. But let's have a look at what he had to say to us a short while ago.
I've said we are consulting, and I'll finally meet with the president of the ANC, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa. And I said the internal processes of the ANC must be left to the ANC, as the tissue of the ANC has said.
Of course, Govan, the other contentious point is radical economic transformation. It shouldn't be, because it is a resolution of the ANC from its conference, but it is, because not only is it a policy now, it's actually become the tag for a faction, so it's the so-called RET forces. But this time around, Ace Magashule is coming out to bat for the policy as opposed to the faction. What is he saying?
Yeah, that's right. He's defending radical economic transformation as the policy of the ANC, saying it was adopted, it can't be changed at this point, and that people should accept it. It's also, as you said, it's become a tagline for a faction, and it is now a faction within the ANC, with those who are not part of this faction seemingly part of that of the president. I have Tekota Lekwete with me. He's an NEC member of the ANC, and he can offer us some insight into the mechanics of the step-aside guidelines and what's expected. Dakota, earlier you had said that the step-aside rule or guidelines don't only apply to people who have been charged in South African courts of law, but also apply to people implicated in judicial inquiries, as well as charged by ethics committees in the various legislatures. What kind of expectation do we then have of the step-aside guidelines, considering this broader context?
Look, you need to take it from the conference resolution on dealing with crime and corruption. There's 9 points there. Among those 9 points, that those who are charged, those who are implicated, or those who are found to be on the wrong side of the law related to institutions of the state and other committees of parliament and so on, needs to step aside once they are at that stage. And what it means, the issue of step aside, because the issue of fraud and corruption, it's a systematic problem of society. We can't reduce it to Ace Magashule, and some of us in the ANC can't hide behind Ace Magashule or this leader or this president. We need to face justice and accountability.
Does that include people who have been implicated at the Zondo Commission of Inquiry?
Look, names are going to be consolidated from last year in August, after this decision was taken by the NEC to come up with guidelines. Provinces were requested to submit names from regions and branches of all people who are charged, all people who are in conflict with the law, and somebody who's in conflict with the law may mean somebody who's implicated in a judicial commission, if he's not formally charged. They will have to explain themselves. That's what we further say to any integrity commission, be it of the province or at national level, whenever they get to be implicated, so that they clear the names. So if you don't clear names, approach the integrity commission by yourself. It means that you must also be taken through this particular process where you have to account. Because the simple thing is that we are sick and tired of being sick and tired of corruption. As the ANC, we want all our cadres to be upright. We want all our cadres to serve our people with diligence. We want all our people to be committed to the cause that Mama Charlotte Maxeke was. That when you rise, take somebody along or take others along. And that is the type of ethos and values of leadership we want.
But what is going to happen with regards to the 30 days? Will we see people being suspended on the 31st day, or will another process of suspending them only begin then?
Look, within the 30 days is that we have agreed that those who are charged must step aside. We have agreed that there must be a list consolidated from all provinces and all our structures. That list needs to be processed through the officials in the NWC to see whether each and every case does require step aside, so that there's clear guidelines to that particular effect. But those who finally would be seen to have to step aside, they will have to do so within 30 days. That is an NEC decision. It stands unless rescinded by the NEC.
We heard the President saying last week that the ANC's unity is being turbocharged. Today we heard the Secretary-General saying, yes, the ANC is divided. It does appear as if the party is speaking with forked tongue. What's the true status of the organization currently?
Look, the true status of the organization currently, we know unity is the bedrock of any revolution. We were taught by those who came before us. Unity cannot be a mechanical process. It's a process on itself through programmatic relations. As the ANC currently, we are united in ensuring that we celebrate the lives and times of these legends, Solomon Mahlangu, Charlotte Maxeke, Chris Hani, President Oliver Tambo, and many others. We are currently united in ensuring that we relaunch our structures, all our branches, all our region, all our provinces, and subsequent to that, either go to the National General Council, the policy conference, and finally in December next year, it will culminate into a national conference where we are going to elect the new leadership. So as it is for now, the issue of unity, I would not say it's a mechanical automatic process. It's a process underway that we all have to relate in terms of the program and ensure that we don't only unify for our own sake as the ANC, but we unify for the sake of our nation. Our people are suffering. 3 million South Africans have lost their jobs. Our trains have stopped moving. Infrastructure is under challenge. The cables are being stolen. People's health is under threat as a result of COVID. So we need to be focused as the ANC. We need to grow beyond individuals. We need to grow beyond tabloid politics and become revolutionary who have to change the course of humanity.
Okay, thank you so much. That's Dakota Lachwete, and all of this happening in an election year. And as he said to Lesizwe, they're united behind the program of honouring the life of Charlotte Maxeke. But regarding leadership, there are some serious divisions. And let's have a look at what the Secretary-General Ace Magashule had to say about radical economic transformation and the way that it's become an emotive reference point in the ANC.
Economic transformation is the policy which was adopted at NASREC. You can't actually change it and turn it around and call it something else. The economy must be in the hands of African people. There is no country in the world where the majority are not actually the owners of the economy. South Africa must change for the best, and I think the women leadership of this country, the Women's League, can actually play that important role to change the lives of our people. The leadership of the church can still play that role of ensuring that our people are now living in a better South Africa. That dream which Mandela and many others and Charlotte Maxeke had for South Africa, the dream of making sure that all of us get out of abject poverty, that dream must be realized. And it cannot take many years. It must be a dream which must be realized today, not tomorrow.
That is the ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule there, ending that reporting, live reporting there by eNCA's Govan Whittles, who is live for us in Kliptown in Soweto. Marking the life of Charlotte Maxeke is the African National Congress.